Hey guys, welcome back. So I know your anticipation must be killing you. Today we're going to go over what we're making, how's it going to work, what the next steps are, what I've already done, and what we're going to be doing for the next couple days. So to start off, just shrink down here. What are we making? Well, we're definitely making a Shopify store, and it's going to be for merch. So if anyone out there is from YouTube or TikTok or looking to make their own merch, this is a perfect tutorial to follow along with. We're on day 3 of 30, so we still have a long way to go, but we're just in the preliminary and planning stages still. So we're making merch, and I did want to include a lot of different elements that Shopify has that we can see sort of how they work and how they're set up. So the reason I'm doing merch, and by merch I mean sweaters and t-shirts is what I've committed to. We're going to look at things like mugs and notebooks and phone cases, other things like that too. But sweaters, since fall's coming up, and t-shirts is what I've committed to. Now, what sort of merch will there be? I looked into the demographics of my audience as well as for myself, and what I decided was to create a shop with merch where developers, so web developers, can have their own stack, so their own software stack printed on their shirt. This brings up a lot of elements that we can utilize in Shopify when we create this, like personalization. So if you're moving over from Etsy, or if you're creating merch of your own and you want to personalize it just a little bit per order, we're looking to be able to set up the shop so that when a person places an order, this is kind of what it'll look like, what I'm envisioning from the user side of things. So the user will go, they'll be browsing the shop, go to their sweatshirt or their hoodie page that they want to grab. There'll be different variations for colors and sizing, and then also be a text box where they can input their own development stack, and that's the wording that will be printed on the shirt. Ultimately, how does it work on the back end? That is a great idea, and that's what we're going to find out together. I know I've mentioned it before, but I've created a ton of shops for clients. I've never made anything for myself, so let's figure this out together and come on this journey with me. How's it going to work? What I'm picturing, like I said, the user is going to go select their what's called variants, and we'll get into that later. They're going to put in their own text that they want printed on the shirt, go to checkout, and then on the back end, I don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be one of a few different things that we're going to test out. We're going to test out some print-on-demand services. So this means we don't get contact with the goods at all. It goes to a third party. The third party makes it and ships it to them. Or do we get it sent to us? Do we make the merch ourselves locally and then we ship it? I don't know. We're going to try both of those avenues. So that's how it's going to work. What are the next steps? So of course I had to secure the domain, as I would recommend would be your next step. I know a lot of people say like, oh, you don't need the domain until the end, but if you have an idea and the domain exists, please go and grab it. What I decided to do for this one is yourdevstack.com. Ideally, you want to go with a .com if you can. A .co is okay. If you need to put a dash in there, I've seen that be fine as well too. I have clients that do very well with dashes in their names. Ultimately, it's very rare that people will be typing in your URL from scratch. Needs to be memorable, needs to be clickable. If you want to make it regional, you can do that as well. I'm up here in Canada, so .ca could also be available too. So, where do you get a domain? There's so many places to get a domain. It's totally up to you, and it doesn't matter where you buy it if you're making a Shopify site. So we're going to go into this in the end, but basically what happens is when you're ready to launch, we figure out where you originally bought your URL, we point it towards Shopify, and then that's it. You can get your domains from anywhere you prefer to. So these are some really popular ones. I use Domainer mostly because I started getting domains over a decade ago. I started with them. All my domains are already with them, so I just stuck with them for convenience. Of course, there's GoDaddy. Namecheap has pretty good deals, and also Hover as well too. So over the next 2 days, we're going to start to collect designs. I'm going to scour the web, start taking screenshots and downloads of designs that I really love, because the step after that is actually going and finding a designer, and we don't want to show up to the designer empty-handed, because if I've learned anything in my years of development, it's to be prepared and know what you like and know what you don't like by the time you get to design. So we're still in the research phase. Next 2 days, we're digging into designs. I would also love to hear from you guys too when I start to show you, like, what designs do you really like? Which ones do you think are not going to work at all? I have a little bit of a vision of what I think it's going to end up looking like, but definitely open to feedback. and open to different styles as well too. Also, just a heads up guys, I'm out of town this weekend, but I'm committed to you and I'm committed to making the videos. So I will be posting, but it'll be a little bit more vlog style if you don't mind. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.